Imagine an angel whose radiance eclipses the very stars, a being of such profound wisdom that galaxies seem to hold their breath as he passes. An angel whose name itself echoes with the divine Uriel light of God. But what becomes of such a celestial beacon when plunged into the absolute suffocating darkness, not through rebellion nor by forceful expulsion, but by choice, by sacred command, by an act born of unfathomable love? This isn't a tale of a fallen angel stained by defiance. Uriel, the very flame of God, remains untouched by corruption. Yet he is ordered to descend. Into what? The abyss. The place where even the most stalwart angels avert their gazes, a realm of eternal night where demons are shackled and the tormented cries of the Nephilim reverberate through the suffocating blackness. Why would the Almighty send his radiant Uriel into the very heart of a prison crafted to contain evil itself? What mission could be so shrouded in mystery that even the celestial hosts dare not utter its purpose aloud? Today we embark on a journey into that very enigma. Have you ever considered the possibility that angels bear burdens beyond our mortal comprehension? That their obedience isn't solely comprised of soaring hymns and celestial praise, but also encompasses silent agony and solitary trials? For Uriel's mission was not one of triumphant conquest nor miraculous salvation, but a far more profound and unsettling one to witness. Before we delve deeper, allow your curiosity to blossom. If this story already resonates within you, stirring questions and igniting your imagination, we invite you to join our community. Like this exploration, subscribe to unveil more hidden stories and activate the bell icon to ensure you never miss an episode of Bible Mysteries. Together we shall illuminate the forgotten corners of faith. Let us journey back to the genesis of this tale, to a time before the earth was scarred by chaos, long before the Watchers descended from their celestial perch to impart forbidden knowledge. Before the monstrous Nephilim roamed the earth, there was Uriel. Among the 7 archangels, he was not the most renowned. He did not brandish a flaming sword with the might of Michael, nor did he deliver divine pronouncements like Gabriel. But Uriel, the guardian of the flame of divine understanding, was the keeper of sacred mysteries, the one entrusted with heaven's most fragile and potent secrets. When mortals were ensnared by confusion, when nations were lost in the shadows of ignorance, and when wisdom not warfare was the imperative, Uriel was summoned. His role demanded an existence often veiled in silence, a sentinel watching, listening, ever awaiting the divine command that would shatter the celestial stillness. Yet nothing within the vast expanse of his experience could have prepared him for the moment that irrevocably altered his destiny, the moment the Creator himself uttered his name. Uriel, son of flame, descend. A hush fell over heaven. The other angels stilled their celestial breaths, held captive by the unprecedented nature of Uriel's summons. Not to earth, the mortal sphere teeming with life and temptation. Not to a prophet burdened with divine visions. Not to a king wrestling with earthly power, but to the abyss, the eternal prison of fallen angels, a place where the disobedient watchers echoed their eternal torment, forever severed from the grace of God. This was no realm for an archangel of light, but a desolate domain of judgment, a place of irrevocable finality. Why then was Uriel destined for such a harrowing descent? As he began his journey, the radiant light of heaven faded behind him, dimming not because it was extinguished, but because the very essence of the abyss was incapable of reflecting its brilliance. The deeper he plunged, the more oppressive the darkness became, not merely surrounding him, but seeping into the very core of his being. Even an angel, it seemed, was not impervious to the crushing weight of despair. He passed through the agonizing cries of the Nephilim, the monstrous offspring of angels and humans, now condemned to an eternity of suffering their existence, a testament to a forbidden union. He traversed the flaming prisons of the Watcher's beings who had once been like him, radiant and celestial, now irrevocably twisted by lust, pride, and the consequences of their disobedience. And there, at the precipice of the void, he found what he sought. Do you dare to know what Uriel witnessed in the abyss? The truth surpasses the boundaries of terror, yet transcends into realms of unexpected beauty. Uriel stood upon the edge of the abyss, his light flickering not from inherent weakness, but from a profound act of resistance. The abyss was not merely a location, it was a sentient force, a crushing living void where every ember of hope had been extinguished. Yet, driven by unyielding obedience, Uriel stepped forth, his resolve unshakable. What was this place truly? According to ancient texts, some deliberately hidden, others silenced by fear or suppression, the abyss or Tartarus was not merely a synonym for hell. It was a specific, carefully constructed prison reserved for the most egregious offenders against heaven's inviolable laws. Not for mortal souls ensnared by their human frailties, nor for demons, the twisted denizens of the underworld, but for angels. Specifically, the 200 watchers who descended in the days of Enoch, lured by temptation and driven by a thirst for forbidden knowledge. These beings, once divine and glorious, had abandoned their sacred posts, forsaking their duties to pursue human wives, driven by an insatiable desire. They imparted forbidden arts, teaching mortals sorcery, enchantments, the craft of war, and the creation of weapons. They corrupted humanity, unleashing a wave of depravity that threatened to consume the very essence of creation. They birthed the Nephilim, monstrous giants, whose very existence was an abomination, souls never intended to walk the earth. Thus, the Watchers were condemned, chained in eternal fire and silence, within the depths of Tartarus, their punishment a testament to the gravity of their transgression. As Uriel ventured deeper, the darkness began to whisper its voice like the rustling of forgotten sins. Why have you come, light of God? Has heaven finally forgotten our existence? Do you come to judge us anew, or have you succumbed to temptation and seek to join our ranks? He offered no response, and yet his silence resonated with the power of thunder, a testament to his unwavering purpose. Uriel's mission was not one of destruction, nor was it an act of rescue. He had been sent to bear witness, to observe what heaven had bound to remember, what humanity would one day recall only in fragmented shadows and whispered stories. But here is where the mystery deepens, unveiling layers of complexity that challenge our very understanding of divine justice and celestial mercy. As Uriel traversed the realm of the chained watchers, he did not merely perceive monstrous figures devoid of remorse. He saw tears. Angels once bathed in celestial light, now weeping, their eyes dimmed by centuries of regret, their celestial visages marred by the weight of their transgressions. Some roared in impotent rage, cursing the heavens and railing against their eternal confinement. Some remained shrouded in sullen silence, paralyzed by the magnitude of their fall. But others wept, their lamentations echoing through the abyss, filled with sorrow for the irreversible consequences of their actions. And Uriel, the very flame of God, witnessed what no other being had dared to perceive. Can something once holy truly experience remorse? Is it possible for a fallen being stained by transgression to yearn for a redemption that will forever remain beyond their grasp? And if such a yearning exists, what does it reveal about the intricate balance between God's unwavering justice and His boundless mercy? One of the watchers, his voice hoarse with centuries of disuse, cried out, "Uriel, you who possess the secrets of the stars, why have you descended into this abyss? Do you seek to mock our torment, to cruelly remind us of the celestial glory we have irrevocably lost?" Uriel's voice, when it finally broke, the oppressive silence resonated with the power of a celestial conflagration, an eruption of truth that shook the very foundations of the abyss. "No," he proclaimed. I am here because the Father still sees you, not to offer you freedom, nor to deliver further condemnation, but to testify to your existence." His words reverberated through the prison, carrying a weight that transcended mere pronouncement. You see, Uriel was not simply a messenger tasked with delivering divine decrees. He was an eternal witness, a celestial record keeper whose memory would endure for all of eternity. Witnesses, by their very nature, carry the enduring memory of truth, ensuring that it is never forgotten, even in the face of darkness and despair. But why did God choose to send him? This was the silent question that burned within Uriel's heart, a query that echoed through the desolate expanse of the abyss. Why be sent to observe the damned, to bear witness to their eternal suffering? Then he heard it, a voice not emanating from the depths of the abyss, but from within his own being, a divine whisper that resonated with the very essence of creation. You were sent to understand the immeasurable cost of judgment, so that when you speak to the prophets, you will not speak with prideful authority, but with the profound empathy born of suffering. Let the weight of that truth settle within you for a moment. Uriel, the flame of God, was compelled to traverse the very depths of hell, not to succumb to its darkness, but to comprehend the agonizing reality of what it means for God to judge those he once cherished. This is a burden of unimaginable magnitude, a weight that could crush even the most steadfast celestial being. Even angels, it seems, are not immune to the burdens of compassion and understanding. So what are your thoughts? Can true justice exist in the absence of sorrow? Can a holy and righteous God look upon those he is compelled to punish and still feel the pangs of grief? Uriel's presence in the abyss serves as a powerful affirmation. Yes, but that was not the culmination of his mission, for Uriel's task extended beyond merely observing the plight of the Watchers. He was also charged with communing with something far older, far darker, something that even the fallen Watchers themselves feared, a presence known only as the first prisoner. At the very edge of the shadowed prison, Uriel ventured past the chained Watchers, past the lingering ashes of the Nephilim spirits who continued to howl between realms, their existence a tormented echo of a forbidden union. Deeper still, he plunged into a silence so profound it transcended mere quietude. It was an emptiness, a void that instilled uncertainty even in Uriel's unwavering flame. Something ancient, something alien awaited him in the depths, something not entirely of earth nor wholly of heaven. Let me pose this question to you. What do you envision locked within the deepest, most inaccessible cell of creation? Is it Lucifer, the fallen angel whose rebellion cast a shadow upon heaven? No, he still roams the earth, a tempter and deceiver. Is it death itself, the inevitable end that awaits all living things? No. Death is permitted to move freely, for now an intrinsic part of the mortal cycle. Then what could it be? Uriel stepped forward, his resolve unwavering, into the deepest crevice of Tartarus, where the first prisoner was confined. The very darkness seemed to writhe in anticipation, and Uriel beheld it not a man nor a beast, but something that pulsed like a festering wound in the very fabric of the universe. It no longer possessed a name that could be uttered aloud, its true designation lost to the eons. But some ancient texts, shrouded in obscurity, hint at the nature of this entity, chaos. Before the creation of the heavens and the earth, before the Spirit of God hovered over the primordial waters, there existed only chaos. It was not inherently evil, nor was it intrinsically good. It was raw potential, unformed and infinite, a boundless source of both creation and destruction. When God brought order to the universe, he pushed back the encroaching chaos, containing it within carefully established boundaries, but he did not annihilate it. And in the deepest recesses of the abyss, that formless terror continued to churn, its power held in check by the divine decree. Uriel stood before it, and the ancient entity recognized him. "You are the flame," It rasped its voice, an echo of primordial darkness. "You are order. You should not be here." The voice was not a sound, but a palpable presence, a wave of energy that assaulted Uriel's mind, attempting to unravel him, to obliterate his essence, to drag him into the formless void. But Uriel remained steadfast, not driven by pride, but by unwavering purpose. He had been dispatched by the Creator to confront what had been buried since the dawn of time, not to engage in battle, but to remind it that the light still observed it. And then chaos posed a question strange and unsettling in its simplicity. "Why do you shine when all light dies within this realm?" Uriel answered without hesitation, his voice resonating with divine authority. "Because I do not shine from myself. I shine from Him who formed you." That statement pierced through the oppressive darkness like a celestial blade, and for a fleeting moment, chaos paused, its formless essence momentarily stilled. Even the boundless void was reminded that it was not infinite, that it was bound by limits, that it had a beginning, and that it would one day face an end. Here is something to contemplate. What is your personal chaos? We all carry it within us. Those thoughts we cannot control, those fears we keep hidden, those dark places we dare not speak of, even to God. Uriel's descent into the abyss serves as a powerful reminder that even chaos must bow before the divine. Even the formless, shapeless darkness within your soul must ultimately obey the voice of the Creator. And perhaps, just perhaps, your greatest battle is not to vanquish the darkness, but to stand within it, unwavering and resolute, and not be consumed. Uriel did not speak again. He simply stood, not as a warrior brandishing a sword, not as a judge delivering pronouncements of condemnation, but as a witness to God's enduring power, a living reminder that light is watching even in the deepest, most desolate corners of creation. And then the voice of the Creator whispered once more, its words imbued with profound meaning. "You have witnessed enough, flame of God. Return to heaven and carry the sorrow of the pit, so that the world may one day understand the immeasurable cost of love." And so Uriel turned back, but his ascent was not a simple return to his former state. Something within him had irrevocably changed. He had witnessed what no angel was ever meant to see, the raw essence of both depravity and divine justice. And when he returned to heaven, the other angels gazed upon him in silent reverence, for they perceived that his light now bore a shadow, not of sin, but of profound understanding. When Uriel, the flame of God, was summoned by the Most High, heaven held its breath, sensing the gravity of the moment. He was not being sent to deliver a celestial message, nor to protect a mortal prophet, not even to pronounce divine judgment upon the wicked. He was being sent down into the abyss, not because he had succumbed to sin, but because he had not. He was chosen because of his unwavering purity, his profound wisdom, and his exceptional capacity to bear a burden that no other being could endure. The command was deceptively simple: descend. No explanation, no companions, just unwavering obedience. And Uriel, though his heart was filled with confusion, obeyed without hesitation. As he descended past the edge of heaven's radiant light, even the stars seemed to fade into insignificance behind him. He was entering Tartarus, the realm of eternal judgment, of consuming fire, and of unending regret, where the Watchers, once glorious angels, were now chained in perpetual punishment, irrevocably twisted by their betrayal, cursed for their insatiable lust, and tormented by the haunting memory of what they had irretrievably lost. Uriel passed through their agonizing cries, but he did not avert his gaze. He did not offer them pity, for their fate was a consequence of their own choices, but he mourned the potential they had squandered, the celestial glory they had cast aside. Then he reached the very bottom of the abyss, a place where no angel had ever freely walked, where no ray of light had lingered for countless eons. And there, in that desolate void, he encountered something older than the rebellion itself, more ancient than the fall from grace chaos. Not Lucifer, not a demon, not death, but the unformed void from before Genesis 1:2, the primordial nothingness that hovered beneath the surface of God's ordered creation, a festering wound in the very fabric of existence. It spoke to Uriel, its voice, a chorus of forgotten screams. It attempted to unravel his being, to erase him from existence, and yet he stood firm, for Uriel did not shine from his own light. He carried the very flame of the one who had made light from nothing, the Creator who had imposed order upon the formless void. And what did this accomplish? You might wonder, what is the purpose of witnessing something that cannot be changed, of enduring suffering without the promise of redemption? But here is the divine truth that lies at the very heart of this mystery. Sometimes the greatest power lies in simple presence, in being willing to go where others refuse to tread, in carrying light into places where it has never before shone, even if that light is not there to fix, but to remember. Because what Uriel brought back with him was not a solution to the eternal problem of evil, but a profound understanding. He now comprehended the true cost of justice, the immeasurable sorrow of separation from God, the agonizing pain of rebellion, not merely the punishment that was meted out, but the profound ache in God's own heart as he was compelled to enforce it. When Uriel returned to heaven, something was undeniably different. The other angels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, they could all perceive it. His flame still burned with celestial intensity, but it had been transformed. It was no longer merely a holy fire. It was tempered fire, not weakened but deepened, imbued with a profound understanding that transcended mere knowledge. He did not speak extensively of what he had witnessed, for the experience was too profound to be easily conveyed. But he did not need to, because when the time came for the prophet Enoch to receive visions of the heavens and the ends of the earth, who was sent to guide him, Uriel, he was the one who revealed the book of the luminaries, who foretold the coming flood that would cleanse the earth, who carried the sacred mysteries of time, the stars, and the final judgment. Why? Because only someone who had walked through the darkest depths of the abyss could speak with unwavering truth about the light. Now let me pose one final question to you. What is God asking you to endure? What darkness are you being called to walk through in your own life? Not to fix it, not to fight it, but simply to witness it, to bear testament to its existence. Because Uriel teaches us a deeply personal truth, that even within God's kingdom, sometimes the mission is not about achieving victory. Sometimes it is about remaining faithful in the shadows, about showing up, holding on to your own inner light, and trusting that your presence alone, however small it may seem, changes everything, So as we've journeyed with Uriel into the heart of the abyss, we've discovered that even in the darkest corners, light can endure, and that true understanding often comes from witnessing the unimaginable. His story reminds us that our own trials, however daunting, can deepen our compassion and strengthen our faith. We hope Uriel's journey has stirred your soul and left you pondering the profound mysteries of divine justice and love. Now we'd love to hear from you. What resonated most deeply with you about Uriel's mission? Do you have any questions about the first prisoner, the Watchers, or the nature of the abyss itself? Please share your thoughts, reflections, and questions in the comments below. Let's continue this fascinating exploration together. And be sure to come back for part 2, where we'll delve even deeper into the implications of Uriel's experiences. Finally, if you found this journey insightful, please consider subscribing to our channel. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on part 2 of Uriel's story, as well as all our future explorations of Bible mysteries. We look forward to continuing this adventure with you.